G'day friends, it's Vickywright, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator Australia, and welcome to our Create Weekly sketch layout. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so I just thought we'd have a play and see what we come up with. I've got a sketch to go by, but I'm not too sure how it's going to turn out, but you know, that can be a good thing. So this is what we're going to be, the sketch we're going to be using, number 30, and this is the layout that we're going to be creating with, okay, or going to create our card by. So we'll just put that aside for the moment. So I thought we'd have a play with Forever Fern. I'm just trying to get away from the glare, which is unfortunately on the retiring list. I love this stamp set, but we'll get over it. I'm sure I'll have another favourite within a couple of days. So that's what we're going to be using, and we're going to be playing with this little image here. Okay, and we're going to be playing with our sponge daubers to do this card. Now I'm just going to find the kit. So we'll grab our kit and we'll get going. Now I've already pre-done a strip of basic white with the Fern 3D embossing folder. It's just all delicate ferns. It's beautiful actually. So what we're going to do is, well, our base card is Parakeet Party, and then the rest of it is all basic white. So I've already pre-die cut 3 squares, stitch squares, from the Stylish Shapes dies. But you could have any shape you wanted, including circles, rectangles, anything you wanted. You could even cut your squares. You don't have to use the Stylish Stitch Shapes. So we'll put those aside for the moment. And we'll put the base card aside for the moment. And I've got all these pieces here. Now one piece will be for the inside. And I think I've got an extra piece. And I've got 2 pieces that one is shorter than or smaller than the other, and we need the small piece. So what we're going to do is stick this piece to there. Okay, so I've been playing and I've actually found this piece that was just perfect for what I wanted to do, and it had the tear and tape adhesive on the back, so I thought why not instead of wasting it. So we're just going to stick this to the left side of our basic white, and I'm going to leave a narrow piece showing down the side, just like that. Okay, so we've got a very narrow strip of basic white showing down the side. Now that's just a little bit longer, so I'm just going to snip that off. These aren't the best scissors, but they'll do. Just like that. Then what we're going to do, this has got a little black line down the middle. So I'm going to use the Parakeet Party metallic ribbon on my card. But what you could also do too, I just thought of, is mask that section off so that you've got a strip down either side, and you could sponge a colour over the top if you wanted to. You could use DSP too if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So what we're going to do now is grab a piece of tear and tape adhesive. Now, I tend to adhere the ends of my ribbon to the back of the layer that I'm putting it on, but you're quite welcome to use mini glue dots if you want to. I just find doing it this way, it tends to hold a little bit better, I suppose, and it doesn't move. So we'll just put one in there, and I want it in the middle, and we'll put one in there like that. Then what we're going to do, because I want it really secure, I'm just going to grab another piece, and I'm really going to secure those ends just like that. Now I'm not going to pull that off yet because I want to do a bit of stamping first. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just temporarily place our little squares. I can get them apart, sort of like that, just basically where I want them. And I was thinking I was going to use a hello, but I'm now thinking that might be okay, eh? So let me line this up. Actually, what we might do is actually put the sticker on, because I haven't put any stickers on any of my images for this stamp set. So all I'm doing is just peeling the backing off. Put that aside carefully. Sometimes I will peel it off and put it onto the block, but this time round, hoping that I get it nice and straight, I'm just going to put it back in. And that looks pretty good, I think. So we'll soon know. To a friend that makes me smile, I like that. Then we're going to grab shaded spruce ink pad, and we're just going to ink that up, tap, 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 ever so slightly. And I always stamp off onto scrap paper first. That looks pretty good. And I think my shaded spruce needs re-inking. So we'll bring this in carefully. Now this just may go out of eyesight for a little bit, so just bear with me while I stamp the sentiment, eh? Oh, that's pretty good, I like that. Put that over there. Now we can get rid of these squares. So there's no sentiment on the layout, but there's room down here to have one. So that's why I've done one. Then what we're going to do is stick this to a piece of basic white. And we can also take off the backing of our tear and tape adhesive as well. So we'll bring in a piece of basic white, and we're just gonna put that down there like that, making sure it's nice and straight. Whoops, just like that. And we know our ribbon will be secure as well. Now that we've done that, we can now stick this piece to our base card. Now remember, a sketch layout is only a guide, so you can have your own interpretation on how you do it. You can make it as hard as you like, or as easy as you like. And you can use what you like. Just because it says squares doesn't mean to say it has to be squares. Just because there's a line down there doesn't have to have a line down there. You can do something else. So that's done. Then we'll just put that aside for the moment so that I don't get ink on it. And we'll bring in our 3 squares. Now, because I'm using sponge daubers for these images, what I thought we'd do is ink it up with Parakeet Party first, and then we're going to spun or daub a little bit of shaded spruce over the Parakeet Party. I've just got to find the shaded spruce. That's it. So we'll grab our sponge dauber. Now when you're using, when you're sponging or daubing ink, I always start off with the light colour. I ink my image with the light colour first. And then I will grab the dark colour and the sponge dauber for the dark colour. And I'm just gonna randomly, we don't want it too much so that it takes over, okay? So we're randomly going to ink this. Now, as I said, I don't know what it's going to be. Oh, that is pretty. Can you see that? I quite like that. Now, another tip, because we're using a light colour and a dark colour, before I ink my image with the light colour again, I'm actually going to clean it, because we don't want the lighter colour, what am I trying to say? We don't want the lighter colour, we don't want the darker colour to contaminate the light colour ink. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that makes sense. So again, we're going to do this. And we'll grab our sponge dauber again, just very lightly. And I'm just going to go randomly, and we'll come in this way this time. Oh, that's pretty. I'm liking this actually. Yeah, as I said, I didn't know what it would be like. So that's one, and we'll do another one. Tap, tap, tap. Grab our ink dauber. and we'll just all pretty. I'll just clean this so that we don't get ink everywhere. Close up our ink pads, we're finished with those. So we can get those out of the way so it don't end up with ink everywhere. Put our sponge topper away. Get it out of the way. Bring in our, oh, before we do that, we're actually going to pop these up, hey? So we need some dimensionals, which are right here. And I'm only going to put 2 onto them, eh? 1. 2. I've used the smallest die in that set to cut the die cut the shapes or the squares. Then what we're going to do, now this might be out of eyesight for a moment, I just want to sort of get an idea on where I'm going to place them and what they will look like. So I'm not actually pressing down. I just want to make sure that they're all nice and straight and there's a nice distance between them, and then we can go in and gently press them down. Okay, so that's nearly our card. I'm quite liking that actually. Way out of my comfort zone because I'm not a green person, but I do love Parakeet Party. Then what we're going to do, there's a little bow here. So we're going to do our little bow. So we'll just tuck it underneath. Cut that off. And try and tie our bow, but I bet I'm all thumbs now. It's always the way, eh? And then once I've tied my bow, I just fiddle until I'm happy with it. And you can keep pulling the little tails, as I said, and just until you're happy with it. Now, if you wanted to, you could get a mini glue dot and you could just stick that into place there. Put it underneath the bow and you could just stick it into place. But I'm just going to let it hang loose. And I'm just going to trim the ends. Just like that. Okay, then I think what we will do is finish it off. I'll just put this away. Oops. Is bring in a little bit of bling. And we will go with, I don't have any Parakeet Party dots left, so I think we'll use these, and we'll go for the green, eh? Just bear with me. They'd probably be brass, is it? These are the brush metallic. So you've got your gold, your bronze and your brass. So we'll use the brass. Brass is green, yeah. And we'll just put these. We'll put one here. One there like that. And put one here. We might move it up. There, I think. And that is our card, but of course we'll do our inside in our envelope. We'll go for jaded spruce. Shaded spruce. And we need our image. I'm just going to use the same one, but we're not going to. Shaded spruce is such a pretty colour. Put one at the back too, just for something a little bit different. And we'll put one right there. Now usually I have another card to show you when we do our Create Weekly, but this time round I don't, because I was just sort of doing this on the hop, I suppose you'd call it. I was playing around. We'll just put that in there like that. Move that out of the way. And that is our card using this layout. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you have a go, have a play, please share with us. We'd love to see it. And I'll have the link to my blog post down below, and you'll be able to download the sketch layout. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Have a great week. See ya. All right.